Welcome back, you nameless ones, to another exciting day of Let's Playing Aidyn Chronicles. Mage of the First Making. Where we wander around an empty beach. So, I went a little crazy trying to rack my brain for what the heck you're supposed to do with the marquee. Apparently, you don't get the marquee amulet until you kill the marquee. So that was the problem with my brain there. Or rather, the memories. And apparently you can just kill the marquee with a wall of bones? Do we even have that? Wall of bones. Yeah, we do. So I guess we could go, technically just go out and just kill the marquee, or win the fight, so to say. Seems a little... We'll just let the marquee live. But yeah, apparently you just go in... the one time I defeated the marquee, I remember I just outstatted him. But it was on a file where I had ridiculously overleveled the characters. I'm ready to get off this island, so I say we just cheese it. Boy! Yes, you! What is it, Captain? What is it? I can't even remember the accent we were doing with this guy. What are you, mate? In love with the land? I thought... You thought wrong. The mast is good. And just look at them sails. We are roaring and ready to go. So move your tail and get on board. I can't wait all day. You mean now? Right now. Goodbye to port. Goodbye to roofs and roads. Okay, this guy has a serious misunderstanding of roofs and roads, because we certainly have not been staying under either this entire time. We are sailing for the Wizard's Isle. Exciting. This place is pure evil, boy. Boy, it's away from the dreaded island. And I've never been happier to be at sea. It's on to the Namer's Isle for us. Arr. Of course, I have no idea where we are. Don't worry, Captain. Any place is better than here. Magic's not my duffel bag, lad, but I like the cut of your jib. Thanks, Captain. Magic had nothing to do with Alaron just saying we shouldn't be here. Captain? What, lad? Well... By the seas, what is it, lad? What's a jib, Captain? You know, for how unfinished parts of this game are, the dialogue can be kind of funny. You're a strange lad, to be sure. Well, finally, the ship set sail. I'm on! Boy, that you? I thought I sent ye below. How bad is it? Well, it ain't good. The wind is coming up again. Looks like we've got another storm. This one doesn't look as bad as the first. And a good thing, too. That storm nearly broke us. Your Az's magic must be working. Boy, that wind is fierce. Lightning or no lightning. I have it secured to the helm. All's well so far. Har! That's many a captain's last words. You doubt the Mirari? Don't look like I can afford to right now, does it? Very well, then. I'll turn her into the wind. Let's hope your Mirari magic is as potent as I should believe. All hands, make sail! Prepare to come about. Tighten those sails, ye dogs. We're heading into the wind. Look, it's working. Well, I'll be a mermaid's maidservant. The winds are just parting before us. Ain't that friendly? We've got a clear sailing corridor right to the island. I told you it would work, Captain. So you did, boy, but I didn't believe ye. Best make ready then, lad. We'll reach the island by nightfall. Alaron acting so confident. I told you it would work. And the last time they ended up being shipwrecked. Boy! Arr, here we be. After that last island, this looks, well, nice. I wouldn't know if it was nice. I do know that I don't see any huge skulls. That's funny. A good omen. Indeed. Drop us off on the beach and we'll see you shortly. I'll be waiting for you and your friend on board. But don't keep me waiting too long, boy. You gotta agree with Armand's logic. You know, there's no giant skulls on this island. Seems like pretty good sign. This can't possibly be as terrible as the last one, right? Admittedly, this island is not filled with all sorts of terrible things that want to kill us. So, definitely a plus. Kind of want to check the map, see where we are. Yeah, so it seems that the island that we ended up on previously was that half-moon looking thing. Now we're on the full moon looking thing. Looks like we got a house or a hut here. Some kind of jungle Gilligan's Island. Oh, we can go in. Anyway, some kind of jungle Gilligan's Island hut. Oops. One moment. Alright. Seems to be... I don't want to call it ransacked. It's not ransacked. It just seems to be in a state of decay. And due to the fact that the supports... We can't actually get into this room. Anyway, due to the fact that the supports underneath the house have given way, I would almost be more inclined to assume that this is not the result of any kind of ill will, or what do you call it? Foul play. I would not necessarily jump to assume that foul play was at hand here. Could have simply been age that created the dilapidated hut. Oh, can we not go up the hill? This really is a nice island, comparatively. Kind of just want to take this in. Moment of not getting murdered by chaos minions. There's even palm trees. I think this stuff is supposed to be driftwood, although if you look at it at just the right angle, it looks like an origami crane. You see it, don't you? That's some super spiky driftwood. Let's see here. So this is the Namer's Isle, or at least we have no reason to believe that it isn't. Oh, wait, I hear footsteps. Are my headphones on the right way? Sorry, I have to check that every time. Otherwise, it can certainly throw you off to hear things from the left when they should be coming from the right. I definitely hear footsteps. It sounds like it's coming from this direction. But that doesn't make any sense. This direction is the water. How far can we go out? Oh, there's the wall. I must be hearing things. Oh, they're definitely coming from that direction now. Oh, now they're coming from this direction. Alright, I'm just crazy. Yeah, it seems like a path. Kind of just want to get a feel for the circumference of the island first, before we go into the middle. Seems like another island over there. There! Okay, I know, okay. I don't know if you can hear it. I hope you can hear it, because otherwise you're literally going to think that Chezni has lost his mind. But I swear I hear footsteps in the water. There! Do you hear that? Hold on. Let's just sit here a moment. There! You hear that, right? It sounds like it's coming from this direction, but it could just be... It could just be an added sound effect for the beach or something. Maybe it's not even footsteps. We're certainly not seeing anyone here. Anyway, we've gone full circle around the island, so it seems that the path starts here, so let's just take the path. As it wends its way into the hill of the island. There's no lava here. No, demonic marquees or anything like that. Just palm trees, driftwood. The gentle caress of the ocean waves. Random footsteps that are driving Chezni insane. No, do we lose our path? We do. Well, it looks like it kind of comes into this cave. Oh, that's it. Oh, we can go in? Interesting. Huh. Whoa, would you look at that? There's a portal over there. See, this is the fun part of Aidyn Chronicles, right? Whoa, I don't think I've ever been here before. Anyway, the fun part of Aidyn Chronicles, exploring the unknown. Trying to successfully pick the lock, okay. Just a curing potion. I mean, those are nice. And Sense Aura, a naming spell. Surely this must be Cardog's Isle. Perhaps Cardog comes here for meditation, amongst the mushrooms and other things. Oh, it just kicks us out? Interesting. We're on another part of the island. Let's go back in. We saw that portal in here. There has to be a way over there. It'd be super cool if we could come visit Cardog's Isle anytime we wanted to. Of course, there was a portal on the Chaos Minions island as well, but that just led deeper into the Chaos Castle. Castle Black Skull, or I'm trying to think of a proper He-Man reference. Beyond the ability of Brenna to pick. Oh, that's so sad. But what's wrong with Alaron's head there? What? Hold on. What is he looking at? Alaron, does that hurt? Anyway. Brenna's ability to pick locks should be at maximum. Mechanic of 10. Thief of 9. I mean, technically there's one more level of thievery there, but I get the feeling this is probably a scripted lock. It's curious, though. What do you suppose those two portals even are? I don't remember this place at all. This cave. Most of my playthroughs ended before finishing the Chaos Minion Island. So I don't get to play this part of the game very much. Oh, whoops, that was the same exit as before. One more bounce into the cave and then we'll leave it. Let's hug the right wall. See if we find anything that way. Another treasure chest. Maybe a key for the gate? No, it's more curing potions. We have 85 curing potions. When did that happen? Must have been picking them up from battle. We can clip through the wall here. Come on. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, it seems like all she wrote for this cave. This is where we came in, didn't it? Interesting. Well, let's just keep going around up the hill here. I like the geometry of the cliffs. It's different from the... It feels very specifically crafted, as opposed to the big sloping cliffs that we've usually ran around on the countryside. There's a lot of pathways, I guess is what I'm getting at. A lot of ways to ascend this cliff. Huh. Well, we're up here, but there's not much to see. Nope. Are those herbs? There are. There are herbs underneath the hut, but we don't need them. We have so many. Cries of many birds. I hear footsteps again. They're inside that circular part. In there. Maybe we can get a look. What do we see? What is that? Some kind of model, some 3D model on the ground there. I can't quite make it out. Might just be a rock. And then some kind of crystalline platform with a star. You see that? That's the direction the footsteps are coming from. Okay, Alaron, get off the hill. Alaron. Alaron! Oh no, we're stuck. Guess we'll have to go around like this. There's two sets of footsteps now. One to our left and one to our right. It's driving me nuts that I can't identify exactly where they're coming from, though. Have we gone up this cliff yet? I don't think so. Oh. Maybe we did. Alright, well I think that's it for any of the extra spots. I'm being rather careful because there is an event where if we walk in the incorrect spot, we trigger the inability to travel on this island anymore. It's much like the Chaos Island, where once you leave, you can't come back. Oop. There is the source of our footsteps. Looks like a Slayer. Or, yeah, Slayer. I think that's what those guys are called. Okay, so there's one walking around there. I swear I hear more footsteps in this direction. But it could just be, I don't know, it could just be the Aidyn Chronicles engine being goofy. Because we certainly went all around the island, we didn't see anything else. Okay, so we'll make one circle around this circular part where the Slayer is walking around, and then we'll just go into the circular part. See if there's anything on the edge that we missed. Perhaps? Perhaps not. We had to have walked this way, so there's no reason to go down there. Yep. Alright, well, let's go in here. Oh, please don't make me impersonate Chaos Minions. Looks like the model we saw on the ground was actually the old man. We assume that's Cardog. Alright, how would a Stormer talk? All I'm thinking of is like a goofy crab voice. Spirits of earth. Spirits of fire. I can hardly see through the smoke. What smoke, Alaron? There's no smoke here. Let spirits of earth. Let spirits of fire. with the forces of chaos consort and conspire. They're building some kind of bonfire. And Alaron, they have someone. Cardog? Horrible. It's horrible. We can't just stand here. There are too many to fight. But what are they? Why are they here? Let the dark unfold to swallow light. Let the mistress now unfold the night. Shut up and leave him alone. What's this? Human speak. You, the one, no name. My brother, take him. Slay others now. Alright. So apparently they had Cardog tied up and were preparing a large bonfire to the point where it was emitting so much smoke that Alaron himself could not see. And this big old thing is called a Chaos Mauler. It almost seems like a lowered version of the Slayer, just based on the fact that a 50 hit point backstab from Brenna looks like it knocked it down to half health, which is interesting because we did not run into a single Mauler in the entirety of the Chaos Island. I wonder if this is the only instance that you run into one. Fireball seems a little risky just because the party is surrounding these creatures, so we'll go with Dragon Flames. It is a pittance of damage comparatively, but it's something. Apparently it's enough to kill the Stormer. Ah, there's the amazing Starlight Shield. Where would we be without it? Verse Elemental is up, so Dragon Flames and Fireball is off the table. I don't think it's gonna matter, though. It's nice to see a unique dispersion of Chaos units in this fight. AKA, you know, a Spellcaster, a Fighter, a Lieutenant, and the Crab. But I don't think it's gonna really matter in the end. Brenna has lightning, but we taught her lightning, didn't we? We've just had very little incentive to use it. So it appears, though, that perhaps the hut being destroyed might have been the events of foul play. But let's see here. Old man, I'm sorry. Don't. Are you Cardog? I've waited since Ardra sent the jester. Wait a minute. Ardra sent the jester? Hang on, guys. I can't even remember what the jester's name is. We ran into him in Port Said. I always thought he was like a free agent. Wait, Ardra sent the jester? So the jester is an agent of Ardra. But to what end? I've waited for you. The one whose existence was foretold. The nameless one. Again. A nameless one again. Don't talk. I have to save you. No time, child. I am destined for the earth now. Save your strength. No, I won't let you die. I do not fear the end, so long as I may be buried in the dark earth of Talawak. Oh, Talawak, my forsaken home. Ah, that's right, because Cardog, if I remember correctly, had wanted to be the headmaster, right? But he, wasn't voted in, and then left because Ardra got voted in. I think that's this guy, right? I'll take you there, I promise. Take my body to the mansion near the boathouse. But talk to Ardra first. She will know what to do. You must speak to Ardra. Okay, so my old man voice could use some work. I promise you, you aren't going to die. You aren't. Folly. hidden in your very words, Alaron. You see? You know my name! No. No one. I did not speak your name, but merely uttered the noise that you give this plain. Your true name locks itself in the vault of stars. I might once have brought it down to give to you, but you are too late. You have to name me. Elaborate enchantment. Try to understand. I'm done on this plane. And your fate now rests in the hands of creatures whose wisdom goes beyond this mere humanity. Who? The Jundar. The Zaratos. Find the desert, but beware. Go on. These creatures were the minions, Rabasat, and seeks you out before your powers grow, before your mind turns to the abyss. My mind? Monsters, pawns in her conquest and disruption. They hunger for your madness, for the madness that will fall upon you. You must be named. She sends Pachangarat into the world to find you and bring you to her side. What the heck is Pachangarat? Is that the big, fiery-eyed woman that was coming after you in the dreams? She wants you badly, child, to feed on your power. Fear the tear in the veil that separates the world of spirit from our physical realm. And find the others. Find the peace that joins. What are you telling me, Master? Do not be frightened by your other self. Master? Alright, well, it looks like Cardog is dead. We'll just see what the journal entry has to say. All of my hopes are crushed. Chaos killed Cardog before he could name me. We must take his body to Ardra to be buried in Talawak, and then seek the Zaratas of the Jundar. Seek Zaratas of the Jundar. Maybe he can help. Where can I find him? Don't the Jundar live in the desert? How will I find them? So this perhaps is a... Oh, goodness. Is that a stone person? No. Some kind of statue of a... Well, it's hard to tell because the camera is not cooperating. Looks like just some sort of winged lady. So presumably this pedestal would have some kind of naming power. However, with Cardog out of the picture, there's no hope whatsoever of getting named. Yeah, that seems to be all she wrote for this place. Let's get out of here. Yeah, my apologies. I thought triggering that event with Cardog would kick us off the island, but I guess not. Oh well. Yeah, so how's that for an adventure? We finally get here after going to the wrong island and surviving the storms, only just to find out that we were too darn late. And, Cardog's dead. I mean, he wasn't even guaranteed to be able to actually help us, but now we won't even be able to find out if, Okay, what the heck? We won't even be able to find out if he could have. I'm trying to return to the boat here. Maybe we have to go to those teleporters in the cave? What's going on? I feel like Armand should be out here gearing to get back onto the wall. Oh, there he is.
Boy, the tide is high, but I'm holding on for you. But nay for long.
Thanks, Amon. Oh, it's Amon. Huh. Sorry, I've been calling him the wrong name. I couldn't blame you if you left long ago.
Arr, I'm not that kind of captain who gives up just like that.
Says the guy who bellyaches and moans at the slightest sign of a storm.
Arr.
None of this feels real.
Now, lad, don't you remember me talking about the Lonely Mountain?
What's that got to do with it?
You were surprised I was the one to save Ramsay's life. Surprised I was a hero.
But I never told you how I came to be on that hill and the time to save the king. I've never actually read this. I've never had Beckon at this point. You see, just moments before, the unit I was with was attacked by a large force of goblins. The attack startled us all. We were young and we panicked a little. We tried to retreat, and in a few seconds I found myself separated from my unit and lost in the woods. By the time I found my way back to my unit, they were all dead. I was despondent. I felt responsible. I felt guilty for being alive. My first impulse was to give up. I thought I should either hurl myself uselessly against the horde of goblins, or slink back into the woods and run away. I did not know what gave me strength that day, but instead of giving up, I found my way back to Ramsay, to somehow redeem myself. I found him just as he was about to be bushwhacked by that goblin. We only fail when we lose hope, boy. That's a pretty interesting take on Beckon. Up to this point, Beckon has only been lauded as like a war hero, a character who swooped in and saved Ramsay at the last moment with his... Actually, didn't the books describe it as Beckon and his cavalry of knights? But according to Beckon, they were all dead before he even arrived. Well, I suppose the best way to honor Cardog would be to somehow find my true name. I hesitated, right when I should have been doing something. I hesitated. If only I had done something, anything, right when we saw he was in danger. Cardog said there was nothing I could have done. If that's true for me, it has to be true for you as well. Oh, I suppose. I just feel so small right now. I have a feeling we'll need to feel bigger than we really are, and soon. He was very brave. He was. Those minions love fighting. I meant right to the end. Right to the very end. He tried to help us. He wanted to solve our problems, even if it meant his own death. We can't fail after that, can we? No. Not if we can help it. So that's kind of neat.
Here we are, back in Port Said. Well, lad, this is one for the captain's log.
Sorry to have put your ship through so much, Captain.
Ah, she's no... Nay? She's nae done for just yet, lad. I knew I should have retired last year. I'm getting too old for this kind of ship. I'm tired of wasting all my precious time.
What else would you do?
Well, I hear there may just be an opening in the lighthouse. Now there's a sweet job. All the benefits of the sea with no risk of sinking.
It's true. The last lighthouse owner kind of jumped out the window, didn't he? Alright. Well, congratulations, guys. We've made it. How long have we been playing? It's only been... Let's get a save and check. It's only been 33 hours. Well, still, if you stuck with me this long and seen us to this part of the game, you give yourself a pat on the back. We are not in a shallow part of the game. We're pretty deep into Aidyn Chronicles at this point, having gotten back from the island like that. That's pretty awesome. At this point, we just have to go find the Jundar in the desert. The desert, if you hadn't guessed, is that part of the map Ugarit. We have a big swath in the middle of the map that we haven't even explored. If memory serves correct, I think that might be where Shemsuk lives. One of the four, but let's talk to the Jester here. Oh, he just says the same thing as last time. Well, I don't know why I never, Cardog doesn't try to hide it. He just straight out says that the Jester is an agent of Ardra. But now that we know that the Jester is an agent of Ardra, I guess we can trust him. Anyway, we're supposed to take Cardog's body to a... What did he say? A basement? In a house in Talawak? We're in Port Said, so that doesn't really help us. Oh, but we need to find the thief. There's a thief in Port Said that we need to talk to get Beckon his thief stat. I think he's the one under here. Yeah, this guy. We'll train a skill. Yeah, so he's got that thief 8. Pretty nice.
28,000 EXP. I can't remember how much EXP we're saving there, but I'm almost certain it's worth it. There we go. Beckon with Thief level 8. I don't think we really want anyone else to have Thief. We could give Rita some thievery, but I vowed not to turn Rita into a fighter when we played this time, so we're gonna try to stay away from doing that. I don't really think there's much else to do here. We could stop by the inn and talk to, what was her name, Noreen? Or something like that. I feel like it began with an N. Oh. Welcome! I was expecting Nyala. Yeah, that's the chick. Nyala, is it? Well, she's a good girl. A little too impressed with that troubadour, though. I sent her down to the sea to get her mind off matters that don't concern a child. Meanwhile, there are beds and meals for all the souls in your, party. Providing, of course, that your bags are jingling with at least 10 gold. Is there a way to send a message to Talawak? Interesting. Have there been any creatures in port? Let's ask him that one. Who can say, lad? With what the light lit, Port Said's a whole new town. People coming and going at a fantastic rate. And what if there are creatures? Does that mean a traveler can't take rest at the Four Winds? Relax and enjoy yourself. You'll be safe here. We'll ask if he can send a message to Talawak. A message? Well, as you may know, these days the roads are treacherous. Why not wait? And he's so eager to get you to stay at the inn. My news can't wait. I must tell Ardra at the wizard school that the master Cardog is dead. What are you saying? Dead? Cardog himself? That's right. Cardog was kind of popular in the town of Port Said, which is interesting. He was probably the best thing that blew through this town since Shamsuk left. Okay, he was murdered by Chaos Minions. Have you seen the Jester around these past few days? Keep this quiet. Interesting. We could tell him to keep it on the DL. We've seen the Jester, but I'm going to ask him if he's seen the Jester, just because I don't really think we should tell this random innkeeper that Chaos Minions killed Cardog. That seems like a bad thing. Oddly enough, sir, no. He must be on the road, or visiting some wizard in another town. If he comes into the inn, I'd like to know. Of course, sir, of course. I wonder if we can keep talking to him. Oh, cool. Yeah, we can select the other options now. We can say keep this quiet. The world will know the sad news soon enough. Till we reach Talawak, there is no point in alerting our enemies. It will be as you request, Squire. All your rooms are on the house tonight, in respect of his passing. Many thanks. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. I think we will tell him. I think that the way the dialogue was set up is that you were supposed to tell him he was murdered and then say keep this quiet, so we'll see what happens. Murdered? Your tale grows worse and worse with every word you speak. It's a tale still fresh in our minds. Cardog dead? Unbelievable. I've been in business for 40 years. Many's the time the master slept under my humble roof. My girls must prepare an evening of memorial and visitation. No, we must be on our way as soon as possible. As you wish, Squire. I won't say a word. Yeah, so he just won't talk. We're going to save here because, as you see in the background, Keelan is waiting to be picked up as a party member, and I don't know if talking to her is going to tick her off. Hey, sailor, I see you're back. Yeah, you noticed. I noticed you noticed me. Yeah. I'm glad to see you again. What's on your mind? I had some questions? Do tell. Let's see here. Would you like to? I mean, if you want to, that is what I'm saying is. Yeah, what are you doing in Port Said? I grew up the daughter of a wealthy merchant in Talawak. Talk about boring. If I hadn't climbed out my bedroom window... Oh, wait, this is what she said last time we talked to her, didn't she? Alright, we're just gonna leave. I'm pretty sure we already talked to her and got all the dialogue there. Well, we still want to keep Rita because we haven't cured Nizen. I guess there's no one else in the inn. We could go see if Nyala, how do you say her name? Nyala is down by the ocean. since her presumably father? Well, he said he'd been running the inn for 40 years, so probably Niala's grandfather, if anything. But we could go down by the beach and see if she's down there. Otherwise, I don't think there's any other important characters in Said. We could see if Amon is back in his house with his 2 sisters. 2 NPCs in 2 separate buildings claiming to be Amon's relatives. Although knowing Port Said, it could just be a bunch of BS, right? Maybe that's the hoax. A bunch of people claiming to be Amon's siblings in order to gain curry favor in the town. I don't see Niala. And was that Amon just standing around? But we saw someone who looked like him. Anyway. Yeah, the jester just keeps repeating his lines, even though in spite of the innkeeper saying that the jester must have left. Oh, this is just some random guy. There's also that creepy woman who sings of Alaron's demise. Yeah, this chick. Looks like she doesn't really say anything different though. We've already seen all this dialogue. No. I don't think this woman is important. No. Is this Amon's house? I think so, but Amon doesn't look like he's here. That's fine. As far as I know, Amon is no longer a character in the game. He just, he won't be a part of the story anymore. He played his role. It was certainly an important one. The only captain brave enough to fight against the seas. And if the innkeeper is to be believed, then the lighthouse being lit has been increasing business in the town. So hopefully the town will be fine when we leave them. Although, is the lighthouse here? Man, we did a lot of things in Port Said. Let's talk to this guy. Nice seeing you again here. Meanwhile, you don't seem like... Oh, right. Okay, never mind. This guy's just gonna say the same stuff as before as well. Yeah, that's the lighthouse. Man, this was a lot of stuff. So we had to walk all the way here, light the lighthouse, find Shamsuk's cave, not in that order, find a captain, go sailing, run into the Chaos Island, run into Cardog's Island, sail all the way back here, and now we're here. I feel like the tale of there and back again. It's actually just nice to not be on an island anymore, or a boat. Apparently the ogres respawn over there. Oh, what's going on? Interesting. So, are they interesting? Is who interesting? The sailors? No, not the sailors. What are you talking about? All these women you're getting to know. Right. Alright, so Ardra's way too old for Alaron. Pandera, maybe, but Pandera's like a fourth of the size of Alaron. I'm not sure it would work like that. And Keelan has daggers for eyes. I don't like any of these options, but we have to pick one. Brenna probably... Well, the problem is Keelan really hasn't been an important character in this playthrough, since we're not using her and we just bumped into her a couple times at the end. Ardra is legitimately the character who's trying to help us. I don't think Ardra would be a pretty dumb answer, so we'll go with Pandera. I didn't like the way she'd look at you. Really? I thought she was very nice. That's what I'm talking about. Are we planning another visit to the Grove? I like the Dryads, but I have to meet the Jundar. And then there's Cardog. Wait. Hold up. Maybe he just means Cardog's body, not that... I got worried that perhaps this cinematic was out of place, but maybe he just means dragging Cardog's body back. I'm only saying, Pandera's beautiful, but I think we wasted a lot of time in that forest, don't you? Well, we'll see what Ardra says. Actually, super weird. I wonder if that was an out-of-place cinematic. Were we supposed to get that cinematic while walking towards Saeed? But come on, Brenna, don't be jealous. Alaron prefers women with both feet on the ground. But, like, seriously, how could you... I don't know how deep I want to get into that conversation, but how could Brenna feel threatened by Pandera? I mean, functionally, I just don't think Alaron could, you know, be compatible with her as a marriage partner. So Brenna doesn't need to worry about that. Alright. We're gonna save Arturo continuing to guard the bridge. So that's how many party members. We've got Godric at Talawalk, Arturo at the bridge, Keelan in the inn. We have Beckon on our team. Abrakin is probably back at Guernia. Man, it feels like ages ago that we had Abrakin on our team. Didn't realize you could see the docks of Port Said from here. Man, it's been a long time since we've been back to Talawalk. If you don't count that brief visit where we went back and stocked Alaron and Brenna up on spell levels. Which, now that I think about it, this is super exciting to go back. We'll be able to pump even more EXP into those magic professors. Well, not quite. I mean, rather, we will be able to spend more EXP at the magic professors in order to teach our crew some more spells. Not really sure what Rita will learn. I don't remember any good juicy naming spells. But certainly, we know that there's some good elemental spells to choose from. Although, what's Alaron's fireball level? It's probably pretty high. Oh, it's only 5. Dragon Flames is at 10, but Fireball is at 5. You're kidding me. You're telling me that this is the peak of Dragon Flames? I didn't realize that. We definitely want Fireball to be at 10. Fireball's already better, and it's half the level. That's crazy. And then I believe Brenna has Lightning, right? I think that's what we ended up giving her. Oh. Yeah, she's 8 in Lightning, which is pretty high. The real problem is I think her Wizard stat is kind of low. No, her Wizard is 7! Good gravy. When did we do that? That still doesn't answer the question of what those portals at the Namer's Isle were for. You know, there's no way back to that island as far as I know. I would almost guarantee that those portals are like an unused asset that originally you were probably going to be portaling back and forth between Cardog's Isle, but doesn't look like it anymore. It makes you wonder what kind of game this would have been if it was finished. Oh, is this a battle or another? Oh, another cinematic. All this time and still no name. Are we really going to ask the Jundar? You think there's another way? I was really counting on the Namer. How did the minions defeat a wizard? Just bypass the question entirely. I was really counting on the namer. So I think we're going to go with that one. It would be kind of funny to say, how did the minions defeat a wizard? But he was old. I think it's understandable. Plus, we're not going to tell Rita to her face this, but naming wizards are not exactly the most powerful. Yes, Cardog was trusted by everyone, except... Except what? No, I've said enough about Cardog. You blame him for the split among the wizards? I don't blame him. I don't blame any of them. But they certainly haven't made this quest any easier. And they might have thought twice before. Before what? Never mind. I'm just a first-rank wizard. Before they broke their ties with Sham's. Oh, wow. It's getting political here. How do you know about that? Why won't you tell me why he cursed your friend? Because you think the wizards are perfect. You idolize them. You look up to them. Well, we aren't perfect. But you had to find that out for yourself. Interesting. So I wish that dialogue had actually lasted longer, but it's interesting. That there was a split among the wizards, and the only explanation Rita's willing to give for Shamsuk cursing her friend is that the wizards aren't perfect. The wizards are human beings. And she was unwilling to tell Alaron that directly to preserve his innocence. The fact that he looked up to the wizards. That's kind of cool. Well, here we are, coming into Talark with a dead body. Not only... Cardog asked us to talk to Ardra first. After we talk to Ardra, we'll go find out if we can actually bury Cardog's body. It's been stormy lately. Must be the season. What season is it? The late season of Earth. What is that, like fall? I don't know, actually. It takes so long to walk anywhere. I wonder if Godric will still be up here. Godric? Oh. Crazy old bat is here. Probably doesn't say anything different. Oh, we're getting a cinematic with him. Godric! Wait. Didn't we already have the cinematic? Oh well, we'll read it out anyway. Godric, it's really you! Alaron, you don't seem to have any idea what I've been able to learn. Even I don't. Okay, yeah. No, this is just the normal thing he says. No, old friend, your axe is too valuable to lose. I'll choose another. Yeah, it's just Godric's normal stuff. Alright, well, let's head in here and see if we can find some professors. Teach us, senpai, of your magic-y ways. Do we need any verse spells? Is kind of the question, though. Verse spells are cheap, but they are only useful in specific circumstances. We could put Brenna up to 8 on Wizard. That's probably what we'll do. Just, it's so much EXP and it's so much cheaper to do it through a trainer. I really, again, wish Beckon could learn alchemy. He would easily be our alchemist right now. I don't like spending EXP with Rita. Plus, we don't really need her any higher than 6. I mean, what do you get for that? She's got high verse necromancy and high verse elemental. For another 15,000, we could... Right. She has 369,000. EXP. That's crazy. Alaron has 144 and Brenna has 88. And Beckon, meanwhile, has 72, but we've been spending Beckons. Plus, we just taught him all those thief levels, so he's fine. We're not pressured to teach him anything. Reed is really the one we want to spend EXP on. Okay, so one option is teaching Rita more verse spells, which, okay, it's not the most exciting thing. There's a professor over here, right? But I don't think he was a naming professor. Is the problem. Oh, this is the guy who says he can't talk to Ardra, but we already got permission. We'll go in here. I think this is, yeah, placed with the other wizard. Lore Master. That's pretty useless. Oh, these are literally just elemental spells. Oh, and there's no fireball here. Would you look at that? Wind is such a garbage spell. The only thing I can even remotely say good about it is it just costs an herb, I guess. Lightning, Earth Smite, Dragon Flames. Dragon Flames we already know isn't great. Immolation, which just seems to be a different kind of acid. I'm really confused about that one. What school is acid? Okay, so it's necromancy. So yeah, immolation and acid bolt are just the same spells from different schools. They also aren't amazing. Well, I guess if he's gonna teach lightning up to level 10, we might as well have Brenna scoop up level 10 in lightning. She is now a lightning master. Immolation seems like a joke, and she's pretty much out of EXP anyway, so we won't. Brenna and Beckon are off the charts now. So that just leaves Alaron and Rita. Rita can't learn any of these, so there's no point. And Alaron, on the other hand, I mean, we already have a 10 in Dragon Flame. What more do we need? This is just somewhat annoying, though. I mean, are there just no naming spells? I think teleportation is a naming spell. I guess we could teach teleportation to Rita and have her teleport? But the problem is, when would we ever want her to teleport? Never. That's the answer. There's no situation that we've been in the last squizillion fights where Rita teleporting would have made a significant difference. Maybe Rita is just going to have to teach herself her spells, because I'm not seeing any other professors here. Did we miss a professor on the ground level? How about here? Oh, we can go down here? Wait, what is this? Wait, where is this? Does this take us to Guernia? No, this is just a... I don't know what this is. It's a portal. Maybe one day we'll figure out what that does. There's another door here? Hang on. Did I not check these doors? Wait, there are more doors. Please be professors in these doors. Can't believe I missed these doors. Okay, there's no one here, unfortunately. How do we get out? How do we get out? Okay. Okay, I guess we can't go that way. Huh. Did we not come here last time? I don't remember this room. But it looks like it was filled in on the map, so maybe we did come this way. Oh, the music stopped. That's so weird. Why did the music stop? Huh. Oh well. Let's go check out and see if there are more doors that we missed. Really want to find a naming wizard for Rita. Oh, please teach us naming spells. He is a professor. What do you teach? We found the namer. I'm so happy. And a healer. Although learning more healing magic is so gratuitous at this point. It just makes us heal 2 more HP. I mean, I guess we could... it's such a waste of EXP, but I want it anyway. Alright, we'll take it. We'll put everyone up to level 3. Okay, but let's take a look at these sweet actually first, let's see if there's any spells here that Alaron doesn't know. No, he already knows all these. Alright, so let's pump us up to 8 in weakness, 8 in endurance, and he just straight up teaches teleportation. Okay. But weakness and endurance are the good ones. Brilliance. Brilliance seems bad. Stupidity, on the other hand. Stupidity seems fun. We'll take a bunch of points in stupidity. I guess we'll level up teleportation. You know, I think we actually just have enough EXP to do all of these up to 8. That's awesome. I've never had a Rita that had so many levels in her magic. She actually feels like a real wizard. She even has EXP to spare. You have a harp? Well, you know, I happen to be a troubadour, Mr. Professor. It seems like there's another door on the map that we haven't gone in. I think it's this one, and we definitely have gone in this. Because, okay, let's orient ourselves. Like, this is the entrance, right? And this is that room. Oh, no, so that blank part on the map is just the exit. Okay, so we've been everywhere. At least on this floor. We might as well spend Rita's EXP on, I don't know, some kind of useful verse spell? Maybe Mirror? I mean, Mirror wouldn't be terrible. Verse Elemental also wouldn't be terrible. Verse naming would be a joke. I can't think of a single enemy that uses naming spells. Verse Star would be useful to resist the starlight webs. Mirror is just a good catch-all, though, so I think we're gonna go Verse Mirror. Oh, but we're gonna put that up to 8. I guess we'll just go with Verse Star. We're not gonna do verse naming. It's not gonna happen. Alaron doesn't even know verse naming. That's how useless it is. And then Brenna knows all of these except for Mirror. She probably couldn't learn Mirror because it requires a wizard rank of 6. My guess is the last time we were here, she didn't have that high of a wizard rank. Yeah, so aside for verse naming, Rita knows everything that this school could teach her. So it's not that we've ran out of EXP, but I think it's just we have to Rita is off the slate, so to say, because she simply has nothing left to learn in this school. Alright. Alaron, on the other hand, still has EXP to spare. I really don't want to learn some of these spells. They're not great. But Immolation is so cheap, EXP-wise, to raise like this. Even Earth Smite is pretty cheap. Although it gets a little more expensive as time goes on. Why is Wind so expensive? Look at that. Well, actually, it's a little cheaper than Earth Smite. We're not going to teach Alaron Lightning. We're going to let that be Brenna's thing. I guess we learn more Immolation. Although Immolation just seems bad. Why don't we go heavy into Earth Smite? Alright, we're out of EXP now. Maybe instead of throwing the Dragon Fang, we'll just have him cast Earth Smite now. Alright, to Ardra. Sad news you have brought once again. Honored Mother, before Cardog died, he gave me instructions. I have disagreed with the Great Old One. Now he is gone, and whatever his wishes were, they will be honored. He told me to see the Jundar. He said I should look for a namer there. Then you will. But first we must care for our friend in accordance with the rules of magic. Help me bury him, child. I have for a short time be safe in Talawalk. None of the world's chaos can touch you here. Who are these minions, Honored Mother? What kind of creature controls them? I will not give them the credit of discussion while Cardog is unmourned. After the funeral, we can speak openly. Until then, use the wizard school books and writings to answer any questions you might have. We never allow one outside the craft to read here, but the times are unusual indeed. Thank you, Honored Mother. Where should I go after the funeral is over? What should I do next? I think that your best path is towards the Jundar. There is an old friend in Terminor. His name is Tamberlane. He runs some kind of tavern, I believe. Mention that you know me and have been sent by me. He'll help you, unless times have changed so much that he has forgotten me. Now go to the library. Hold on, I gotta write this down. We gotta go to the library and learn stuff. We gotta go to the desert, but before we go to the desert, we have to talk to Tamberlane. And something, I feel like we've ran into Tamberlane before. The name sounds familiar. Learn what you can, then travel east along the shore to Terminor. Thank you, Honored Mother. Yeah, we've got a journal entry. Ardra tells me that I can use the wizard school library. That's great. She also wants me to find someone named Tamberlane in Terminor. He'll help me, she says. Terminor is east of Talawalk. We can find it by going along the road that parallels the ocean. I wonder what it's like to be a dolphin. Do they... What? I wonder what it's like to be a dolphin? There's asides, and then there's clear off veering off the road into the ditch. Do they think like we do? The only connection there is, I guess, he's thinking about dolphins in the ocean. Ah, to have the insight into Alaron's mind through his journal. What a treat. Now, Archer's just gone. We're gonna have this funeral, right? Oh, okay, here we go. Here's the library. I hope there are some answers inside. You heard, Audra. You'll have to enter on your own to read. Well, since the bottom choice just seems to be, yeah, I'm gonna go piss off, then let's choose the top one, which is, are there any books in there on chaos? There are hundreds of books on them, in the first level alone. I don't know them all. I'm sure some must be on chaos, but sounds as if you spend a lot of time in there. You could spend a lifetime in this library. Many wizards do. I've only spent a few years, but even an afternoon is worthwhile. Good luck. I won't stay long. Because you can't read Alaron. Alaron? Aralon. Sorry. I'm saying weird words today. So we were allowed to use... Oh, what? Hold up. I was going to say we were allowed to use the library. I guess we do just walk over to the books and hit A. Legends of Wizardry. Now there's a different game. Ancient. That was the tale, and has changed little over time. If the child can be guided towards his fate, he'll become the first great mage. I love how, like, every single book and every single library is about wildlings and Alaron. Anyway, he will be for the first great mage, so be it. If he succumbs to the power that dare to break the prophecy, he is far more dangerous left alive. The council and the plane have little defense against a powerful sorcerer gone mad. There can be only one concern for the community of wizards at this time. Find the unnamed one. I think that's supposed to say one. Find the unnamed one, and if he cannot be joined, do what must be done. This is... Alright, well... Okay, so apparently everyone's pretty aware of Alaron's existence, or at least the potentiality of Alaron's existence, and is looking for him and or knows about him, and is trying to, quote, join him. And it does not mean join his party, or even join, like, his crew or something. That is the joining, the spell, the ritual that joins Alaron's spirit with his body. There's a chapter based on modern wizardry. Midnight. I had a long talk with Mago. I asked him some questions about these ghosts he seems to see, and he opened up to me at once. Mago. Have we met a Mago? The last unnamed person was... I think his name was Maximilian, right? Or was it Mago? Was Mago the... I know it was an M name. Was Mago the last... Let's assume for the time being that Mago was the last unnamed one. He opened up to me at once, in describing the creatures and its messages. Mago spoke as if he believed what he was saying. When I asked Mago why he might be haunted, our conversation became strained. A wave of fear crossed his face. He said like this, "We are unsure. We go on by instinct, as if we were speaking like a mage or for a group of people, everything plural, doubled. I wish I had written it down exactly as he said it." So apparently Mago is speaking in the royal we, except perhaps it was we because he was speaking for himself and his spirit. This is how unsettling his words were, and yet he could not stop himself. Soon his wife came by, and also his keeper. They... Alright. Forbidden. We're gonna read forbidden chapters on wizardry. The spirit will never destroy me. I have created the black heart, and it is hidden in the bog. Oh. This is, okay, so this is Shemsuk. Shemsuk lives in the bog, in the center of the continent. I'm sure everyone at this point has either read or watched Harry Potter. It's a very Harry Potter-esque plot, where he has cut out his own black heart and preserved it and whatnot. I've created the black heart, well, created it, okay, and it is hidden in the bog. My true nature will undo them all, as it undoes the unnamed one in Terminor. Yes. Okay, so certainly Terminor is where Mago was. Every day he fades while I become more powerful. The spirit can do nothing to me. Yeah, well, Shamsuk's a crazy guy. The unseen legends of wizardry have appeared as a mist. However, Ogam was not a mist. Remember, the current of magic surrounding a plane vibrates much like a musical string. The string, if you like, has by now been wound about this plane many, many times. Think of each loop vibrating at a different rate, each with higher and lower frequencies, subdividing and dividing the space surrounding the plane into a constantly changing pattern of hills and valleys of magical vibrations. Now, consider Ogam and consider Mago. Consider their differences. Oh, Ogam. Okay, I see here. So, Ogam is Mago. As you see, his name is just spelled backwards. Consider their differences, their similarities. Let's read that one more second again. However, Ogam was not a mist. Have appeared as a mist. Okay, so I think the significance there is just that unlike other spirits, Ogam's spirit did not appear as a mist. probably meaning he was much more, much less transient. Not transient, that's the wrong word. Translucent? No, that's not it either, but you know what I'm trying to say. Less ghost-like. Oh, what? Hold on. What's going on? Okay, earth, sky, fire, and water. Have we read this already? I don't think so. Okay, apparently we can read earth, sky, and fire, but there's no chapter on water? Anyway, let's read earth. Can be found in caves, and at one time even lying about the streets in some cities. The lines of crystals follow regular fracture planes, but are also determined by the structure governing the dynamic forces occurring within the information stored by the crystal itself. Therefore, crystals containing happy memories will have a distinctly egg-shaped appearance. Oh, well, okay then. Let's read on sky. And therefore, as the wind moves, it carries magic with it. Where two winds meet in opposing directions, a pattern is produced. It does not travel. This pattern is called the wave of standing magic. Standing magic moves up and down in the middle of its length, with no motion at either end. To observe, fire. Introduction to the theory of relative fire. Alchemy disapproved. Note from the author. This book is not for everyone. Alchemists specifically are hampered by the lack of magical concepts needed to explain magical experiences to their magical counterparts. Anyone who has passed middle form wizardry understands all the magical concepts needed to comprehend both the occurrences of ordinary fire and the more specialized theories of relative fire. However, all wizards are requested to use observation and common sense before explaining these proofs and their uses to so-called alternative gurus. Whoever wrote this is really bagging on alchemists, saying that alchemists don't understand the difference between true fire and relative fire. Do not give this book to alchemists, their families, friends, or servants unless you are willing to see things blown up. That book was worth it to read just for that excerpt alone. That was funny. Okay, so apparently there's just the two bookshelves, I should say, on this floor. Let's go up, see if there's anything up here. Do not give this book to an alchemist unless you want to see things blown up. These are the enchantments of the naming wizards. Ooh, the spell of the name. The magic records there are even... What? The magic records... Is it records or records? I think it's probably records. The magic records there are even such names as Rollhead. Huh? What if you spell that backwards? What does it spell? Delor? It doesn't spell anything backwards. And Eblest. This practice of using names as those that are true is of course dangerous and ill-advised. Should every farm wife in the land call up a cloud of energy simply asking her children? Oh, I see. Okay, so apparently some people named their children after their true name, which causes problems, because calling upon their true name, I'm sure the author is exaggerating, but he's saying, should every farm wife in the land call up a cloud of energy simply asking her children into dinner? For this reason, the following letters have been removed from the ordinary alphabet. Interesting. This is almost like Hebrew. So, for those of you who don't know, and I guess this is like 4 years of religious college study talking, but in Hebrew, ancient Hebrew, they remove specific letters of the alphabet in certain names so that they would not be, it's assumed or generally understood, they would not be said in vain. So the name, and I'm probably butchering this because I did not specialize in this area in college. I only really took one class on Hebrew and I was terrible at it, but so the name Yahweh, or however you say it in Hebrew, I'm probably butchering it, but which is spelled like YWH or I can't remember the exact spelling. Anyway, all I'm trying to say is it's an interesting comparison in the concept, that apparently the people of Aidyn have removed these certain letters from their conventional speaking methods or conventional naming to prevent people from accidentally calling upon a true name. Anyway, For this reason, the following letters have been removed for the ordinary alphabet. These are wow, twi, ye, mir, fear, auk, snif, both, gi, and ign, kim, do, v, il, un, zin, bim, fud, bin, and xi. From now on, true names may only be composed of these sounds. Very cool. The spell of the merge. And in places where a force may pass from one plane to the next, one spinning vortex and its counterspin are theoretically on opposite sides of the same gate to and from a plane. By expanding the points of each vortex and decreasing the distance between the two, the effect gained would be the same as if the wizard had projected a force between this plane and the next. Once touching, the vortices would then spin into one single balance and counterbalance rotation, a quite stable arrangement, and the gate would close. In his last lecture before retirement, the wizard Cardog went on to hypothesize. Okay, so that's the merge, apparently. This idea that the spirit and the body have counter-spinning vortexes, and then when touching through the merge, or the joining, these two equally counterbalanced vortexes meet in the middle and become stable. Simple enough. The spell of the spirit. And Cardog took his seat. After a moment he resumed his lecture. There is no time to lose. The unfortunate man may track this spirit, may trace it, may capture it or kill it, so to speak, but unless he receives the creature itself, he cannot find no safety. Oh boy, we have some bad grammar here. He cannot find no safety. I think it's just cannot find any safety in his actions. I urge you all to go and find this form, remembering to approach between the hours of noon and sunset when spirits are at their weakest. Swift action on our part may prevent the total collapse of the victim. His diary alone is enough to prove my point. There was a moment of silence. Then one of the students approached the wizard. This scholar's face was greatly pained. She? What, Ardra? Or Rita? Or perhaps even Alaron's own mother? Nah. But there's a mention of a journal. His diary alone is enough to prove my point. Alaron keeps a journal. Is this recent? Who can tell? At this point, we can only conjecture. A lot of empty windows up here. This is the Wizard School Library, open to the wizards, magicians, and sorcerers. Welcome, fellow road crew worker, to the road crew. Alright, what? Wait, I think the book is talking to us. What are you doing here? Just browsing, looking for Sorbello's treatise on glowworms, studying for the big exam in spellcasting. Welcome to the Wizard School Library. What on earth? Well, let's click on what are you doing here. Thank you for visiting the Wizard School Library. Goodbye. Okay, just browsing. There is no casual reading material here. Try the manuscript stalls in the market. Goodbye. Rude. Looking for Sorbello's treatise on glowworms? Sorry, out of print. Try fishmongers in Port Said. Goodbye. Studying for the big exam in spellcasting. You cannot find the answers to a spellcasting exam here. Those answers lie deep within yourself, within your magic. In other words, beat it. Welcome to the Wizardry School Library. If you are looking for the feather tea and the crescent rolls, you are in the wrong place and wanted the door to the left. Oh, like you wanted the door to the left. Unless you were coming from the other way around, in which case the tea is now on your right. Please be sure you know where you are. Please leave unless you belong here. If you do belong here, please see the lore master at the front desk if you have questions. If you have no questions, please do not bother the lore master at all. If you are unsure as to whether you belong here or not, please look around until you feel you know. If you couldn't care less whether you belong here or do not, then it won't matter much whether you stay or go. Thank you in advance. The Wizard School. Such goofiness. Alright. Ferris. Ferris is the name of the jester. These are the books of wizards. So Ferris, Ardra, Bowden. Bowden is the wizard currently at Guernia. Ardra, of course, is running the school. Ferris is the jester. Let's read up on Ferris. Need be so naked? Oh, that's an interesting place to start. I think this is unwise. As the school splits, we are all in danger, and should the prophecy be true, our division may spell the end of us all. What better protection that the guise of riddles, the mystery of the cards, and the ability to dress my observations in the cloak of what may be? Who could fear me? Who would not give up their secrets? So I will be the jester to Bowden, Ardra, and Shamsuk's more serious personalities. I'll travel, and if the unnamed child exists, then surely someone will come to me, wanting to know more and telling all in return. Interesting. So Ferris became the jester as a guise. I still think he's mad, but he became the jester in an attempt to have an excuse to travel the world unmolested, because who would suspect a jester? Now everyone is kind of like, that jester is kind of weird, but at the same token, he disguises himself by jumping right out into the open and making a fool of himself to the point where no one knows who he is. That's kind of neat. Alright, well, it explains why Ferris is so crazy. Alright, let's read up on Ardra. See that there are larger forces at work. Instead, they allow a trivial election to drive the council apart. Therefore, my first act will be to make clear to you all the need for unity as we move forward into a time that is at once perilous and mysterious. Do not let our enemies find us divided. There is still the need for... Okay, yeah. So Ferris is upset that they were divided, but he's like, alright, I'm just going to go off and visit the world. Ardra, meanwhile, tries to pick up the pieces of the broken, divided magic school. Shamsuk gets angry, curses Nizen, and goes and lives in a bog. And Bowden, what's Bowden do? It's all over. Ardra has taken the school. Kardok has gone... Oh, and Kardok cries and goes and lives on an island. Kardok has gone back to the boats and his island. And Shamsuk is lost in his heart of hearts. Ferris is to stay with me for a time, although he says he has some work to do, which may take him away also. I sense he is putting some unusual restraint upon himself. Who knows when or how we will all stand together again. None of us says a word about the other's operations. It may be that we never shall. In the end, we all turned out so differently. This is really cool. I mean, Aidyn Chronicles has a lot of problems, but this really exhibits the idea that there was a lot happening in the world before Alaron hit the scene, before our hero took, center stage. There were other characters that were doing important things, all trying in their own way to prepare for the presence of this unnamed person. Super cool. Like, there's a lot wrong with Aidyn Chronicles, but this is not one of those parts. And this is certainly something... I know in the last episode I said that the combat in Quest 64 was superior. Well, this is certainly something in Aidyn Chronicles that is far superior to Quest 64. Quest 64 basically had a non-existent story. I thought I was leaving the school. Apparently not. Are we not going to have a funeral for old Kardog? Maybe we have to find that... What did Kardog say? Like a basement? A basement in Talok we needed to take him to. I can't quite remember. Well, there's a lot of buildings to check. I suppose we could just start trying them at random. Although, isn't this an inn over here? Might be worth it to go check this out. At least I thought this building was an inn. Okay, is there no way into this? Oh no, here's the door. Hello? Welcome back to my inn, travelers. It's good to see you, Hearn. I think wasn't I doing like a crazy voice with Hearn? Or wasn't it like, what service can I be to you? I don't know if we're gonna do that right now. Especially because it doesn't look like he's saying anything different. Okay, so I guess there's no reason to be in here. Really want to bury Cardog, the poor guy. But these random buildings can't possibly be where he was supposed to be buried. I don't even think any of these buildings have a basement. Still though, in the sake of, well, thoroughness, I feel that we have to check them all, right? Hey, lady. An ironwood staff. Yeah, I don't think we have any real need to buy anything. In fact, let's actually just sell all of this stuff we've been picking up. Make sure Brenna's ready with the merchant skill. We have just an obscene amount of money. It's probably not going to ever change. We picked up another blood axe. I kind of don't want to sell it, but we don't need 2 of them, so I guess we'll just sell it. Chaos Mall? What's a Chaos Mall? Hold on. 25, 30, and 7. What's Alaron's Dragon Fang look like? 60 and 4 are the 2 important numbers, base hit and damage. 60 and 4 versus 30 and 7. So a lot more damage, but a lot lower chance to hit. We'll keep one of them. Probably will never use it. This enchanted blade. I feel so bad getting rid of this, but we're just gonna get rid of it. A lot of kind of unimportant items here. Lightning, keep that. Just some regular leather boots. Yeah, we don't need those. We're pretty set on the chaos robes, but I'll keep them because they're just basically the best armor at this point. In case something crazy and we somehow lose our chaos. I don't know why we would ever lose our chaos robes, but it's difficult to get them back. Same with the Chaos Shield. We'll keep the Chaos Shields, but all the other shields, there's just no point in keeping them. We have Bowden's Key. Is that like from the beginning of the game? A Squizillion Beast Hide. We have Cardog's body. The frail body of the old namer lies tragically limp in your arms. Can we sell his body? I dare not click on it because knowing Aidyn Chronicles, it would be just buggy enough that we could sell Cardog's body and then like ruin the game progression or something. Hang on, let's actually try and do it. Let's see what happens if we try and sell Cardog's body. I do not want that item. Okay. Oh, hey, old timer, what's up? Yeah, you do not sell anything interesting. Well. We offloaded all our stuff. How much gold do we have at this point? 409,000. A small sum. Probably enough to just retire on. For, like, several lifetimes. Would be my guess, anyway. We're not really interested in these shops, so we're not gonna talk to anybody in a room that looks like a shop. He did want us to bury him. Did he want to be buried in Talawag, or did he want to be buried in Port Said? I've already forgotten. Great. The man's dying words, and I can't even remember what they were. I think this is the library of the town, but if memory serves, we felt like the woman here was a charlatan, selling overpriced spells. Yeah. Remove poison. Do we even have that spell? Map 7. Okay, I've bought map 7. I'm gonna check to see if we have exhaustion and remove poison. There's remove poison. And there's exhaustion, so we don't need anything from her. We bought map 7. Cannot equip that item. Why 7? Are there literally 7 maps in the game? I don't see anything else that filled out. Whatever. Let's get out of here. There has to be someplace we bury Cardog's body. Maybe this room. Nope, just another guy selling stuff. I'm not crazy, right? Didn't Cardog say he wanted to be buried in a basement? No, I swear, officer. I swear. The dead body told me to put it in a basement. Now we're going in circles. Nothing over here. Okay, let's start blocking out the town. We've already done all the buildings behind us, including this one to our right. And I'm pretty sure we've done this L-shaped building right in front of us. What else does that leave? Oh, these buildings. Surely these buildings aren't any better. But where'd Ardra go? Ardra made that big pomp and circumstance about wanting to bury Cardog, but I can't find out where. Do we just leave now? We just leave Talawak and let Ardra sort it out without the body? We just take the body with us? Boathouse. Pointless boathouse. I sure hope it's not one of the farming buildings. There are a couple buildings this way. Wait a minute, what's this? Sheridan? What on earth is Sheridan doing here? Alaron, it's good to see you. Yeah, and I'm surprised to see you. What brings the prince to Talawak? Oh, that. And there's a lot of boring trade agreements going on back and forth between the council in Grania and the merchants here. You can't imagine the way the commoners can drag down a treaty. Be glad you're not a prince. Believe me, I am. So, what's new with you? Still poisoned? Why haven't we heard? Alright, the poison's gone, but I can't go home yet. I have bad news. Did you meet any creatures on the road? Well, the poison is gone, so to say. But the poison was never really there to begin with. You could tell him I have bad news. Let's ask him if he met any creatures on the road. I don't trust Sheridan. So we could say I have bad news, but I don't really want to tell him the truth. Alright, so did you meet any creatures on the road? Creatures? There are no creatures on the road. Why should there be creatures? You must have seen them. Everywhere we go, there are monsters. You must be confused, Alaron. There aren't any monsters. I'm sure you're just imagining the whole thing. I can't come back. I have to be named. If I'm not named, what? Will you drop down dead in the road? Will you grow wings and fly off to the next player? Come on, Alaron. Weren't you named? Of course I'm named. I'm a prince. But in your case, what difference does it make? Who cares if you're named or not? Chaos. Chaos isn't dangerous. People don't like the minions, and they spread stories about them. That's all. How can you say that? Don't worry about them. They're just ugly, that's all. I'll see you back to the castle. Or maybe he said, I'll see you back at the castle. Certainly strange, isn't it? Sheridan pretending that there's no monsters, saying that chaos is nothing to be afraid of. He certainly couldn't be working for the chaos creatures, could he? Friends, this is a solemn... Oh, what voice were we doing with this guy? It was something similar to Sheridan. Friends, this... I don't even remember. We're just going to make up one. Friends, this is a solemn day. Is there anyone here who will speak? Who honors Master Cardog's life? Who mourns his death? I will speak. Cardog, I will try to do you justice. Honor is the least of what this wizard deserves. Classmates we were, and our lives were intertwined until they became abruptly severed. I am ill-prepared to speak at this place. My students would find my lack of words humorous, no doubt, as would the man I seek to honor. Cardog's life was spent in service, and in service he died. This service was given freely to one he did not know, but whose life and goals he honored by his sacrifice. Young Alaron, here was Cardog's unknowing charge, and truly honor that responsibility he did. Rabasat. Whoa, this is like the first, well, one of the first times that an NPC has actually admitted the name Rabasat. Rabasat, for reasons unknown, had tried to wrest that most sacred responsibility from this wizard through means most foul. Succeed she did not. Alaron's life was preserved, but at a great cost to us all. Alaron, I charge you here and now to achieve such deeds, that in the springs to come we shall deem the price we paid was worthwhile. My deeds will prove their worth, Master Bowden. I think they must. And so they shall. Your confidence is noted, great wizard. And so this day the sky rains tears, whether the sun be out or no, for one who honored the sky and sun has gone beyond their call. The trees themselves struggle to stand, as tall and straight as yesterday they did. One of their true brethren has passed on to the land of spirit. Mirari have seen many dark days as they dwell in their places underground, but this day they call out to open the windows and let the light be in, as they can abide the dark no longer. That he has returned to his beloved Talawak for his final farewell shows truly his heart had not left us. And so today we come to say a final farewell to Cardog, son of Bronze, son of Sun. We loved him well, but not nearly as well as he loved us. I had no idea Bowden cared so deeply. They didn't want us to know. Don't whisper among yourselves, children. And it is not for this wizard alone, or for me, or for Ardra, or for any of us that we should mourn. Instead we mourn for everything and all. The forces of the night have won a battle this day. You must take these feelings and steel your heart. You are blessed, and I see this much. It is truly a great mission you undertake. Fight well. Know the hopes of many travel with you. Well spoken, at least. Certainly better than he don't know no safety, or whatever we read in that book. Well, I'm glad we found the correct place to go to bury Cardog. I guess it wasn't the basement, it was just a random house. Let's make sure we don't have his body anymore. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Well, okay. Take a quick peek in here to see if... Was this Cardog's home? This has to have been Cardog's home. Maybe it's not. I don't know. It's empty, but that doesn't mean anything. The majority of the rooms in Aidyn Chronicles are empty. Well, this guy outside, is he going to tell us anything? Nope. Oh, well. That's probably as good a place as any to stop for the day. A lot of plot happened today. I feel like, did we even get into a single battle? I think we got into one battle. That's okay with me. Today was a good day. We got to read a lot of lore and get a lot more development on the supporting characters of the 4 wizards. 5 wizards, really. Cardog, Shemsuk, Ferris, Ardra, and Bowden. So more than just one for each school. At any rate, when we pick up, we'll be heading towards Terminor on the map, I believe. Which is... yeah, just straight south. We might... well, the map kind of seems like we might have gone down there once, on accident, perhaps. But, yep. Our destination set will look for Tamberlane. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. And my voice acting is not too cringeworthy. Stay safe out there, and I will see you in the next one.